Today we're talking about values and color. I'm doing a project and a book by Betty Edwards called Color, a course in mastering the art of mixing colors. So this has been a really great project. And what you do is, if you're familiar with a value scale at all, it's usually linear. So it's going from black to white, basically. Well, this is a template Betty had in her book. I decided the template was just an extra step and I would make my own little wheels. And sorry for the jiggling. And that shadow is my music stand, by the way. I'm using it because I don't have a tripod. So I just used my compass to do both the little and big circle. You might be able to even use like a cereal bowl or something in a glass if you don't want to use the template or you don't have a compass. So there's a lot of ways you could just kind of improvise. So you need to make like the hands of a clock 12 I guess triangles, pie pieces, and that's what I use the ruler to divide it in half again, and then make all 12 spaces. And I just kind of eyeballed it. So now at 12 o'clock we have the white, at 6 o'clock the black. And then we're just going to work our way up each side of the wheel from black to white. And you just want to make sure that you're trying to get now I'm using an India ink, so it dries lighter than it goes on, so it was kind of throwing me off. And so don't worry if your colors are too close, because once you're done you can go back and adjust them. Just make sure to mix them well and try to definitely have a separation. Like these two colors look like identical next to each other, but because, like I said, when they were wet they were showing differently than when they dried, so I was a little off, but there I tried to correct it a little when I saw how close it was. And then after it's done you can, like I said, keep adjusting until you have even and distinct separation between each step. Okay, so one of the points of this whole exercise is that values, besides hue, which we already did the color wheel in my last video, I think like last week, and value is harder to, I mean, most of us can figure out what a hue is, but a lot of times it's hard to realize what the value is, and sometimes it has to do with what it's in relation to. So this value wheel will help with deciding values. Very important when it comes to painting. So once we have it all done, I think, adjust the colors a little bit. We're going to go ahead and cut it out. And if you can see I painted the middle a light gray. Basically the second color closest to the white. And now I'm just punching holes in it. And so you just want to punch one hole for each space. All right, and then in the middle we're going to cut a tiny square. So the square in the middle is going to be used to find the hue or the color, and then the circles around the wheel are going to be used to find the value. Like this light red is pretty much a mid-tone, either the 9 o'clock or the 3 o'clock. It looks like right smack dab in the middle. The yellow was right next to the white, it was very light and either a 2 or 11, and then the violet is almost black. It's nearly black, maybe right next to the black. So this is helpful in being able to identify what value your color is. And also, so I'm just, I think, showing again. You can do one for each hue. Go back, you make another color wheel, and then actually two for each hue, because you're going to go from blue to black, and then from blue to white, and then of course you can do it for yellow, red, all the colors on the wheel. So she suggests doing this exercise because it will help you to realize that some colors, for example, the darker colors are, and here I'm having actually the same problem with some of the hues where they're too similar. So you can just always paint over them and adjust that. So like I said, making a value wheel for each hue, or I should say wheels, will help you to realize what it takes to get each value. For example, if you have violet, it's not going to take very much black to make it darker, but it's going to take a lot more white to make the steps up to white. And for yellow, you'll need a lot more black. Thanks for watching.